Hello, everyone. Thought we'd do something a little different tonight. I've been seeing a lot of guys do like kind of catalog reviews, I guess. So, talking about how good our older catalogs were and stuff like that. So, I thought I'd really show you a cool older catalog. So, here we go. Ta-da! 2007 Spring Summer Edition Atlas O catalog. Um, you guys are going to be amazed when you see the difference in what Atlas offered back then compared to now. So here we go. There's your little cover there. Obviously, you got Master, Trainman, and Industrial Rail lines. So let's begin. And I will try to kind of slide the catalog back and forth so you can see. Contents and such. And I got to do this out in my garage. I don't know if any of you guys experienced this. My house is like at least when my wife's in there, my house is like a museum. It's very cold, it's very dark, and you can't touch anything. So we do stuff out in the garage. So here we go. So little information about the company. Like I said, table of contents. Here is what you find on the website nowadays. This is your like your shipping schedule, basically. So they put it in a catalog back then, like a real catalog. By the way, this catalog is 90 pages. So let that one sink in. Same thing. Just everything for the, track, Trainman, everything. So I'm trying here. I'm trying. The 3 different lines they were offering back then. Master, Trainman, Industrial Rail. And this is after Industrial Rail Atlas bought Industrial Rail. And I can't think of who they got it from. UMD, United Model Distributors. That's who that's who invented the Industrial Rail line. And then Atlas bought it, which is fine with me. Here's your, at the time, the president guy. I don't know if he's still there. But his little spiel. Something new this year was 2 rail models with sound. And if you look down here, right here, QSI is who did the 2 rail sound system. So pretty cool in my opinion. Now here's kind of a major thing. We've talked about this in, let me see if I can get my fat hand out of there and we can just kind of slide it this way. So we've talked about this in Joker's live stream before. This was the year they brought out the Founders Series steam locomotive. So this was a USRA 060. This actually was a really nice and detailed model. It just kind of ran like shit. So they're not worth much and they didn't sell well. The same thing, QSI in 2 rail. And as you can see over here, let me get it over there. Train America Studios with rail sounds. So no big deal. Go to the next one. This was the first year of the F2, F3s. Very nice models. You'll notice a lot of the stuff in here is they're pre-production photos, so a lot of it is going to be 2 rail or HO models or catalog renderings. As you can see, though, Atlas actually does a pretty good job of it. So there's a few of your offered road names. The Burlington Freight scheme, which was white, I absolutely love. The Rock Island in the original The Rocket paint scheme also is awesome. I always did like Boston and Maine, even though that's nowhere near where I'm from. And then over here, I always loved this all-black New York Central. I always thought that was just a clean look. But anyway, as you can see, this stuff was offering engineer on board speed control and all sorts of stuff. This is when Atlas was really, really going after it. So here's SD35s, another kind of cool model that nobody else does. Southern with the high hood is actually pretty cool. And also, if you look in here, you can see your, see all the prices were in here. So now keep in mind the master stuff, at least in 3-rail, always had, you had to get it with TMCC. The 2-rail stuff, you had the options just like their HO and N scale lines. So silver is no sound, no DCC, and gold would be a sound system in DCC. If they even offered DCC in the O-scale 2-rail. I'm not sure they did. I didn't read that. Another model I thought they did very good at. Atlas was the first one to do this in O-gauge or O-scale. I know MTH has one now, but the RS1s. Very cool. Who the heck makes a Spokane International? That's pretty neat, huh? Long Island for all you guys up there. The original SD40, not the SD40-2. As you can tell, see how it's got the old school trucks like a SD7 or SD9. The high adhesion trucks did not debut until the, what do you call it, the Dash 2 series. But I always thought that Conrail buy savings bonds was a pretty cool scheme. But as you can see over here, look, it's like your windshield wiper detail and everything. If you guys have never owned an old school Atlas Master locomotive, pick one up. You'd be amazed. That's prototypical Missouri Pacific in the UP Armor Yellow and Harbor Gray. FERX for the leasing. That's pretty cool. Or FURX. The first MP, well, the first true scale MP15. K-Line did offer one, but it was nowhere near this detailed. Obviously, the best one. Just look at your detail on these guys. I've never owned one of these, but if this is anything like, I've got an Atlas SW, what is it? It's either an SW9 or an SW1200. The detail on those is absolutely scary. You're talking, they have a die-cast hood. They have a single motor with dual flywheels. It's in the kind of a horizontal position. Full detailed interior with lighted gauges and a lighted control stand. Atlas switchers are just, they're just so cool. GP35s, for those of you that like the smaller locomotives. Obviously, the two I would pick. Santa Fe and the Western Pacific. That scheme is actually called Perlman Green because I don't remember what year it was, but the guy that used to be in charge of the New York Central, Alfred Perlman, obviously didn't like the old Penn Central merger too much. He went out, started working for the Western Pacific, and made it a profitable road once again. So that's where that color scheme came from. Perlman Green. All right. Here's something I have talked about in, I know, Joker's live stream or maybe somebody else's, but Alco C424s and C425s. These are so friggin' cool. This guy right here, Spokane, Portland, and Seattle. I have been looking for that locomotive for probably, well, since 2007 and have not been able to find one. One of the guys who commented on one of my videos says he has this one, the New Haven. I would love to find one of these. These are so cool. Even the Green Bay route, but Spokane, Portland, and Seattle technically would fit in with what I like to model. Here we go into rolling stock. This is back when they would make more than like one car a year. 1937 40-foot AAR box cars. I always liked this original Southern Pacific. The overnights, the express service in the black. Pretty cool. Minneapolis, St. Louis, Northern Pacific. Single sheathed boxcars. I believe these are a 40-foot prototype. I'm not quite sure, but good looking cars, especially for you Eastern guys out there. Keep going here. The pulpwood flat cars. I don't know if they even make these anymore. And you look at your prices down there. Back when 3-rail was cheaper than 2-rail. I mean, God, $53 for a car. That's pretty cool. Come over to here to the double sheathed box cars. Rock Island is who I would go for. But look at that, $50. Awesome. Everybody's favorites. The wood-sided reefers. Pretty cool. Pretty expensive back then, $62. Another car that I thought was cool, these 60-foot auto parts box cars. It's back when Atlas would actually do opening doors and such. I miss this feature. I know it might not seem that important, but it's just a nice touch. You know, when you're making a model that big, make the friggin' doors open. Especially if you're going to charge me $100 for it. 3 and 6 bay cylindrical hoppers. Obviously, I'd go for the cotton belt. Good looking cars. I think I have one of these. I'll have to go up and look, but see, even your hatch is open and everything back then. Back into the steam era classics. The wartime emergency hoppers. These are really cool. These are kind of like a woodside, if you can see there. I always love that scheme for the CB&Q, Way of the Zephyrs. Pretty darn neat. Let's see, even that $52. I mean, bargains back in the day, man. Bargains. I've never seen one of these out in the wild. If any of you guys own one of these, this is like a large express wood reefer. Had all the same details as the woodside reefers that we love. I don't remember ever seeing one of these. Obviously, I'd go for the Rio Grande. But what a cool car. What a cool car. Anyway, keep going here. Sorry. This was their first foray into kind of the intermodal stuff. What's that say? 89-foot, 4-inch intermodal flat car. Obviously, the Southern Pacific is what I would go for. And obviously, these two of these guys were designed to go on these. So, once again, opening doors. Weird for Atlas. But neat little accessories. To be announced on pricing, so I can't really tell you what they would cost. But anyway, still pretty cool. 50-foot PS1 plug door box cars. These are box cars that have a mechanism similar to like the back of a semi-trailer. Swing doors, kind of the unlock the stuff there. So pretty cool. Get a shot of your undercarriage detail here. Western Pacific, obviously, for me. Very cool, very cool. 11,000 gallon tank cars. Hooker, obviously. Pretty cool, pretty cool. You could get these with or without the platform, which I thought was pretty neat. Pretty cool here, the NE6 cabooses. Obviously, none of these really ran on the West Coast or the Western type railroads that I like to collect. But still, pretty cool. Monongahela. What a cool word. I know that's a river, but anyway, I just like that word. More modern tank cars here. Pretty cool. Atlas just had it going on. Going on. So here we go into the 36-foot reefers, and I like the 36-footers too. They got just as much detail as the 40-foots, but a little less in price. And I don't think they're worth quite as much now. Or if you buy them from that place with a Z, they don't even tell you if it's a 36-foot or a 40-foot. So, way to go, guys. Standard cupola cabooses. I own a couple of these. These are very nice. These are detail-wise. These are, I'm going to say they're on par with a K-line caboose. K-line has operating smoke, though, which I know is something most people really enjoy. Atlas used to do steel-sided reefers. Don't see that much. Obviously, what I would buy. Of course, I don't know. That Burlington's pretty cool, too. Air slide hoppers. These are small guys. These are about the size of like a PS2 hopper. Obviously, I'd get the 2-pack there. But pretty cool stuff. Amazing the variety they offered back then. All right. So a bigger, somewhat modern tank car, I guess. More hooker. I like hooker. They had a lot to do with the Love Canal for you history buffs. Anyway, Slag Cat, if you watch my videos ever, or if you watch this one, this is the locomotive I keep telling you to try to find. One of my favorite diesels of all time. The RSD 7/15. We're in Trainman now, by the way. Obviously, this guy looks familiar down here as I have that. This was the one I wanted. The Southern Pacific, I couldn't find this anywhere. You really want to talk rare. Frank over at Twisted MacGyver, he has this in a cotton belt, which was a custom run. And I don't remember who did it, but it's still this bloody nose scheme, but it's cotton belt instead of Southern Pacific. So that is very cool. Trainman used to do RS3s, one of the nicer RS3s. I have this one. I have not shown that in a video yet. I will. Because I've said in the past I have a little bit of an affinity for Rock Island. Great Northern, obviously. Delaware and Hudson looks awesome. This Trainman stuff, I know these are 2 rail models here, but this stuff's really, when you could get this stuff conventional or, I mean, look at the prices here back in the day. Muffin was selling this locomotive here, right? But it was a high nose, which Santa Fe did actually have a couple of. And I think he was selling it for right around $200 conventional. That is an absolute steal. These things run very nicely. I have to do more videos on these. Once again, this was the first Trainman model to come out with PS3 installed. They recently just brought this guy out. Obviously what I would go for. But Missouri Pacific too. I like that. These are neat. These, if my memory serves me right, the GP15 I think was rebuilt from older EMD models. So these are I think they're non-turbocharged. What's it say down here? Yeah, GP or F style locomotives. 1,500 horsepower. So yeah, those are rebuilds. So here's something that's kind of weird. Do any of you people remember they used to offer Trainman sets? Full-scale train sets that weren't premium. So you can see your little prices down here. These were conventional, no TMCC. You could get it. It came with track, and you could optionally get it with a transformer. Atlas used to offer transformers. I'm pretty sure they were built by either MRC or Bachmann, but still, the fact that they did it is pretty damn cool. The Cotton Belt, St. Louis, Southwest, that's what I would love to have right there. That is so cool. Anyway, let's go into the Trainman rolling stock. 70-ton 3-bay hoppers. Getting a little more modern here. Flat cars with pipe loads. These were obviously, I know they're about double this now, but look at how, I mean, $39 or $40. The same thing with their cabooses. This guy here was in my Williams running session part 2 last night. Very nice. These are very detailed. The only difference is you got plastic handrails versus like steel and all that. But still, they're very nice. And look at your undercarriage detail. I know that's an HO model, but we can flip over one of mine and I'll show you that that is the amount of detail it has. One of my favorite cars that's been escaping me, these little, these high cubes. The 40-foot high cube box car originally was designed for, and you can see it right here, the transportation of appliances. So fridges, washer dryers, dishwashers, stuff like that. Somewhere out there is a custom run of a Southern Pacific, and that is the one I want. I don't talk about it much, but I'm not a fan of Union Pacific, especially not this kind of 60s freedom hippie logo. But the Burlington's pretty cool. Here's a plug door box car. I have one of these. If you guys want to, hold on. It's a later run. It's a Santa Fe, but these are really nice. I would suggest these. No rotating bearing caps, but it's because it's the friction bearing style or the Bettendorf style trucks, so you wouldn't have a rotating bearing cap. But still a very nice car. Separate stuff everywhere. These are nice. And this is very heavy duty. No opening door though. Continuing on, ACF, 40-foot boxcar. So this would be the guys that are a little bit shorter than the PS1s. Still nice cars. We all need one of those. PS2 hoppers. 3 bays though. Never seen a 3 bay. That's interesting. Huh. Continuing on. All right, and here we go into something else. 3 lines of products. So here is industrial rail. This was when they brought out the little 442 steam engine and everything. These sets were actually, for a starter set, these were really nice. Look at this Santa Fe one down here, the work train. You got a hand car, a hand car came with it. Pretty cool. These came with track and a transformer. So here is your, they made roadbed track at one time. And as you can see by the connectors there, this is completely different from Fast Track. Little layout packages you could get. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Little freight car add-on packs for all your sets. There's actually how the locomotive looked. It did not have spoked wheels. It had simulated spoked wheels. And these guys are tiny. I mean, these are pretty much S-scale, in my opinion. But still, it's a nice looking locomotive. Sorry, got our heater kicking on there. I'll just talk a little louder. Trolleys. I know recently they announced that they would like to do these again, and they're just kind of waiting. Atlas. They're just kind of waiting for to see if they get enough orders for it. I really like that Los Angeles Transit, the kind of creamsicle look there. This was a competitor to, or kind of an early competitor to Pacific Electric. There's a quick shot of the hand cars. A little more detailed than your MTH one. I have an MTH one and I can show you that. Rolling stock. The only industrial line rolling stock, I have a couple of these little guys, which are actually kind of cool. But this stuff all had really heavy-duty die-cast trucks, and there's even springs, die-cast trucks and couplers. Look at your price. Under $30. Little box cars, opening doors, even made semi-scale cabooses. And here is their, this was their roadbed track. I'm pretty sure this is no longer available. At least I haven't seen it. They offered switches, uncoupling sections, transformers, 80 watt and a 40 watt. Is that what that's? A 30 watt. Never seen one of them either. Never seen one. Getting into your fancy Atlas track or whatever. And this is when they were kind of announcing the two-rail track as well. They announced that you could actually put Atlas track outside, which is 100% true. Once again, look at Frank from Twisted MacGyver's Trains. He has a layout set up outside using Atlas track. Just all the different pieces you could have. This was something, I can't remember where we were talking about this. I think it was one of the live streams, but this was roadbed they made for the Atlas track. This stuff is like hen's teeth. That's how rare it is. You're not going to find this stuff. They only did this for a couple years. Pretty cool, though. And look at it. I mean, it was a friggin' bargain. Some of the two-rail track there. Getting into their buildings and here's the turntable that unfortunately doesn't work that well. I think I have this bridge, actually. You guys have all seen this on my layout. I think everybody in O-Gauge has this kit. This was an easy kit to build. Obviously, your two-rail and three-rail trucks you could buy. Some other little buildings they had. They were really getting going on the signal system. Layout packages you could buy. These are all different layout packages. I mean, they're not, obviously some of them aren't cheap, but still, everything to go in there. They had electrical accessories, their own wire. I don't know if they still offer any of this stuff. You could get layout packages for the industrial rail roadbed track. I mean, this was just pretty cool. Blocks, obviously, wire. They were going after the Pensy block style signals here, which I really like. I have MTH versions of this. I'm going to be the only idiot out there that has, you know, Southern Pacific and Santa Fe trains and Pennsylvania signals, but that's what I like. So, such is life. This is cool. This is when they listed their custom runs. So, lists your different stores. Over here is kind of cool. This Rock Island is friggin' sweet. I would love to find that. So look at that Coors Reefer I just bought. And if you look at that number there, I talk about this place all the time in my custom run video. That car was actually a custom run for Peterson Supply. I had no idea. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. Authorized custom run rolling stock, obviously. And your dealer list. Come over here to Colorado. Both these stores are long gone. Custom Railway Supply and Mizell Trains. I did a lot of purchasing at Mizell. I can prove that. I'll show you old boxes with Mizell price tags. Good store, by the way. That dude just retired. Your transition joiners, so you could join with all sorts of different track here. They even made pieces so you could join to Fast Track, because Fast Track was already out. Look at that. There's my K-line track there. They're calling it 070 or 027 tubular, but that's K-line track. So yeah, pretty neat stuff. There's the back of the catalog. There's my Burlingtons and a Burlington steam switcher. So anyway, the point of this, I just wanted to show this off. I really don't have like a preferred manufacturer. That's why I don't kind of shit talk other manufacturers right now. My channel, I just try to show you guys what we used to have, okay? We had variety back in the day when I was buying all this stuff. What's your Atlas catalog these days? 20 pages? Pretty sad, but anyway, I just wanted to show that off. This video is way too long. I apologize, but there was a lot of talk. There was a lot to talk about. So anyway, I hope somebody watches this. And whoever was talking to me in Joker's live stream or Discord, I was supposed to send this catalog out so somebody could archive it. I never heard from you, so please do it again. All right? Thanks, guys. Have a good night.